Carlos, what's up? Hopefully this is recording. I think it is. Okay. I'm going to do a quick run through on Asana right now with a couple of these assignments right now. So you should be able to log in. Once you log in, this stuff over here you don't necessarily need to worry too much about. It's just basically broken down into these three panes, like this left column, the center column, and then this right column. And this is all the different projects we have going on. Here are the different artists. None of that really you need to worry about too much. All you really need to worry about is my tasks. Now right now that has me right there, but I can just click you and that'll open up your tasks here. It's got these four things in here. I guess quick little rundown here. Yeah, basically, once you click My Tasks, which yours, you should have like your logo there. I think yours will just say CO. Click that. I can click that there, and it just has these four different tasks. And there's a different view if you want to look at it by calendar view. You can click that, or list view. I mean, list view is pretty straightforward. There's just these things. Calendar view will show you like when those things are due. But the big thing is when you click on any of these tasks, it opens it up in the right pane, and you can click through any of these different things, and any of the reference or anything I put in there should be in this over here. So the first thing, for example, like we talked about the design header last time. So I did a little mock-up one of myself here, and with another piece of reference here. This is from Gumball, and so I just put that in here. And this kind of attaches like a stream, really similar to like anything in Facebook, where you can comment down at the bottom, and then this will go, so if we have notes going back and forth, we can put it in here, and then the other artists can see the trail of what we did. So, for example, here you got, this is who's assigned to the task. So right now it's assigned to you. That's why it's coming up in your inbox. So any of these are all going to say they're assigned to Carlos. Right? I mean, you can X that, and then it'll take it out of your inbox, or you can click that and assign it to me or somebody else, and that's more advanced. I don't think you need to worry about that right now. All you need to do is just after you're done with it, assign it to me so that I know it needs to be checked. That way it'll come into my inbox, and when I click my task, it'll be in my inbox because it'll be no longer assigned to you. It'll be assigned to me. So it has the due date there. And then the only other button up here you really need to worry about is that, which is to attach stuff, So for example, here I have the header, and you can see I attached these two files, and then those come in the feed below. So this just shows you what two attachments are, and then it'll say like right here, I created the task. Those are just some details, and then this is all in order of like a timeline. And then it'll say like I attached this file, here's a picture of that, and I attach this header. And the cool thing about this is you can click those and that'll open in a separate window. This was kind of just like the reference for that, kind of like, hey, like the header, like the characters, when you roll over them, they're like, hey, sort of thing. So I really like the way that they did this here, so I just put that down as a ref, and then the other one was the header, which I had built already. So I think this is at 1500 by like 320 DPI right now. Just the general aspect ratio, something like this. We might crop it tighter, but for the main header, it's going to be this. This is going to be like spray painted on the lockers, and then have each of the kids. So I'm going to just put the notes in there. So the notes will be in this section here. So, for example, I'll just have, have each of the kids holding phones, or have the kids holding phones, and on rollover, they get bigger / move up. Yeah. like we had talked about, like you roll over her, and then she's taking a selfie, or she's taking a picture of the audience. I was saying with Gus, he's like playing on his little PlayStation thing, and then you roll over and he breaks the controller. Irv, which I think you did a great job with, like the duck lips and the selfie, like same thing. Like he could just like his phone up and he's taking a picture, of himself. Wiggy, he's he just does something crazy. He's taking a selfie of himself also. And then Doug, we'll just have Doug reading a book, and then like he looks scared, kind of because like the other kids are going to get him in trouble, because they always do like crazy stuff. So, and I'll put those little notes right in here. I'll type a little description in here so that you'll have that to look at. And then always, if you have any questions, you can always put them in here, like, John, what do you mean by this, or whatever, and then that'll also notify me, and I can put notes back in here, and it'll just come in order, and that's, similar more or less to like what Facebook is. I just pulled, like for example, I just pulled this up, like you just posted this today, and like, it's just, these are just the comments, people can write comments, blah, 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 but they're all, more or less below the image. This is just like right below, that. So basically here are the images, and then the comments and stuff just go below. So this is awesome. Woo, comment, great, there's a comment. And if you're like, oh God, I didn't mean to do that, there's a little X there so you can remove it. If you upload something by accident, you can remove it. But, you can click that, you can download it, and then, whenever you're done with it and you want to upload it, you can just click that. Just upload it from your computer. These other options are if they're huge files and you want to do Dropbox or something, but no, for all of our purposes, you just attach from computer, and then you'll be able to select whatever file you want to get. Let's just say I'm going to do a test and upload this Bitcoin thing. You click that, and you'll see this little cursor right there going. That's being uploaded. Boom, that's done. And then the thumbnail comes up right below. So now this is now in the stream, so you can see that. I'm going to delete that because we don't need that, but that's more or less the thing. So, once you put some sketches in there, you can just change this, click that, and just change it to John Hoyas, or you can, push the X, that'll unassign it, but then you need to put in, type in somebody's name so that it's there. I just did that, but I'm going to click it back to Carlos. So that's that design header. And then, so that is on the list. I put a couple other things in here. This one, I'm going to have just a thought here with this one is, what about turning his belly to the side? Maybe a little bit less, like I think in this he's looking a little more like dazed and confused. And I think he should be more like he's like flexing in the mirror. And we were thinking good idea with this one could be to do an animated GIF with two poses, and doing like one where he's like, maybe he like sucks it up and he's like, holding his belly, and he's like, and his chest gets big because he's kind of like, and then, and it kind of like falls out. So maybe like two poses. You don't need to change the head or anything, but maybe just turn the body a little bit and do the gut, chest, and then down. So I'll type that note in here, so you'll have that there as well. But for example, yeah, you could just click this, download that, put any notes on it, or scribble on top of it, and then once you're done with that, click that, attach it from your computer. Just find wherever you save that JPEG or whatever. I would just use the JPEG. It'll also take Photoshop files up to 100 megabytes, but so if you want to put the Photoshop file, you can do that as well. Just it'll take longer to upload. The JPEGs are nice because it puts the little thumbnail there. So yeah, so then that will upload into the stream, and the next version will be in there, and then yeah, you can just assign that to me, and then I'll assign that to the animator so that they can do it, and that sort of stuff. And then yeah, two other ones I put in here for this week. We don't really have new characters for episode 3 either, so There is going to be one girl at the end, but I think we're going to use one of the characters we already have, so we'll probably need a special pose for her, but I need to check with her to see if it's alright if we use her. So for right now, I'm going to hold off on that. So I just put 2 other Instagrams in here that I thought would be good. One is this classic one with cat with the pizza through their face. So we're thinking, like, wouldn't this be funny if Wiggy had one where he's just like, hey, you know, and like Wiggy has pizza over his face and he's like squeezing his head through pizza and maybe his headphones are behind or something. Could be funny as like an Instagram, either he's taking it or he's just posing there. Whatever fits your fancy, but something funny with like Wiggy's face popping through a slice of pizza like that. We might do something split screen with this, where it's like the cat on one side, you know, the Instagram, cat on one side, and then Wiggy on the other side. And that was actually another thing I thought of, was try to do the Instagrams as squares. We're going to do all of the Instagrams as squares. So yeah, so in terms of those designs and stuff, unless specially noted, I default to square stuff. What else? So that was one. So that's in there. And then this other one was, you know, something that had been on my mind for a long time was having a T-shirt, you know, and just having like a good pose of like Wiggy. He's super cool and just like his arms crossed, you know. I think this could be an Instagram, but also double as like, you know, maybe do something. We'll maybe put this on some T-shirts, but Wiggy just kind of like pose, you know, like he's cool, you know, because he's black and you know, and I tried drawing it a couple times, but I can never get it right. But I like this sort of like, you know, I pointed out some of these simple things from that girl before. You know, and I put some other things like Run DMC, how they're always kind of doing those cool poses, and even hear some like kids and stuff doing those poses, or hear the Run DMC, or even this like Jay-Z, you know, because it's like straight on, kind of like looking up, you know, so like, you know, like my brother, you know, like Wiggy, you know, with his arms crossed. So yeah, so just a straight on, simple pose of that. You know, don't worry about the background. We'll take care of that, obviously. And so, yeah, that was another one. So I just put these 4 guys in here. Wiggy with his arms crossed, Wiggy with his face through the pizza. Instagram revision of Irv, gut up, gut, you know, inhaling, chest up, you know, like that, just, yeah, thing. And then this thing for the header. So I'll put a little bit more notes in here so that this is clearer, and some reference to some of the phones and stuff that they'll have just for reference or whatever. But and I have a book for Doug, so hopefully that will be helpful. So yeah, so take a look at this. Hopefully this video helps, and you can refer back to it if you get stuck. Wow, it's 14 minutes already. Enjoy. Talk to you later. Bye.